Welcome back to another video. This is week 16 NFL weekly picks. And it's a little late. Usually do it on Thursday. This is gonna come out on Friday. I was doing some things, I'm sorry. And I thought the Chargers were gonna win. They won. I have no proof to say that I thought they would win, but I did think the Chargers would win. But yeah, Chargers and Broncos already happened. Chargers won. And now we'll start with the AFC. Let's start with the NFC games. First, AFC vs AFC. Texans vs Chiefs. I think that the Chiefs are gonna win if Mahomes plays. If Mahomes doesn't play, I think the Texans are gonna win. Simply put, I think the Chiefs are just too good. They keep winning close games. It's not like they haven't beat bad teams. Sorry, good teams. They beat good teams. They beat bad teams. They just barely beat everyone. So I think Chiefs win barely by like 3 points if Mahomes is in. If Mahomes doesn't play, 'cause I think the Texans can win if Mahomes plays. But I don't think they will. I think they have like a 35% chance if Mahomes plays. But if Mahomes doesn't play, I think the Texans are gonna win certainly. But I don't. I think Mahomes is gonna play. So I think Chiefs win. Now Steelers vs Ravens. I think that the Ravens are gonna win. I was thinking the Steelers, but Lamar has never played the Steelers in Baltimore, which is crazy because of COVID. And yeah, so I think Ravens are gonna win. Steelers won last time, and Lamar is gonna eventually. He's not gonna always lose to the Steelers. So I think the Ravens win. The Steelers aren't looking hot right now, and the Ravens just blew out the Giants. So I think the Ravens win, but it's a close game. Browns vs Bengals. I think that the Bengals are gonna win. The Browns have not looked good. They benched Jameis Winston, and every time they put in, I forget his name, DSF. I'm pretty sure he doesn't look good, and the Browns usually lose. It seems like he has potential sometimes, but doesn't have it. So I think the Bengals win, and the Bengals can still make the playoffs if they win out. So I think Bengals win. Now Titans vs Colts. I think that the Colts beat the Titans because the Titans haven't looked good. They just benched Will Levis, so things are going really bad. Sometimes when teams put in backup QBs, they can win. And Mason Rudolph has done that before. Won games you don't think he will, mainly because he's a backup. So I still think the Colts are going to win. They're a better team, and like with the Bengals, they're fighting for a playoff spot. Patriots vs Bills. I think the Bills are going to beat the Patriots. The Patriots have been a dumpster fire, so I think the Bills win by a good margin. This might be a blowout. I think Drake May might show some things because Bills defense isn't great right now. But yeah, I think Bills win. Raiders vs Jags. I think the Raiders are gonna beat the Jags. The Jags aren't great with Mac Jones. The Raiders, I kind of like their defense. Their pass rush is pretty good. Not much else to say about the Raiders. This is gonna be a not must not watch this game. This is gonna be like maybe the worst game of the season. But I like Brock Bowers. I think he can feast against the Jags defense, which has been just terrible all year. And the Jags, they might be able to win if Mac Jones can play like he has played last week, but I don't trust Mac Jones. I think Raiders win, but it'll be close. So now Rams vs Jets. I think the Rams win. The Jets got eliminated from the playoffs a few weeks ago. Aaron Rodgers looking better. Devontae Adams also looking better, but I think the Rams are gonna win because they need this win. If they win, they probably gonna make the playoffs. Even though really the only game that matters for the Rams is the last game of the season. All right, now Niners vs Dolphins. This is a must watch. It's gonna be a close game. I don't know who's gonna win. Like I'm thinking about it right now. This is a tough game to pick. I'm pick the. I think the Dolphins are gonna win. The Dolphins have shown to be they're a lot better since Tua came back. I think the Dolphins would be in a better spot to make the playoffs if the if Tua was there the whole season. The Niners have been bad without Brock Purdy. The Niners are also badly injured. So I think Dolphins win. And I think right now Tua is better than Brock Purdy, so I'm gonna take the better quarterback with the better receiver. So Dolphins win. Very close, and I would not be surprised at all if the Niners win. So just NFC games. Lions vs Bears. I think the Lions are gonna win. The Lions, even though they only have 2 losses, they can't really lose again. The Eagles have an easy stretch. They play Washington. They play Washington, Cowboys, and Giants. Cowboys and Giants, the Eagles should win. Washington, that's a big game. I would watch that. I don't know what time it is. I think it's at 1, but that's a really good game. I would watch it. But we're not up to that yet. Lions, Bears. So the Lions need to win this. If the Lions win out, they keep the 1 seed. If they lose one game, they need Philly to lose one game. So I think the Lions will win out. They lost. They split the last 2 games with the hardest games of their schedule. The Lions' offense is great. Their defense is badly injured, so they could easily lose and fall to the 5 seed and get overtaken by the Vikings. But I don't think that's going to happen on the Lions. Even just this week, they're going to win. Now, Giants, Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to win. I might be biased here saying that I think the Giants have a chance to win only because it's Michael Penix's first start. The Giants' defensive line has not been terrible. It's been decent even without Dexter. See, since the Giants' defense injuries are so bad, there's no way Michael Penix is gonna like. We have like everybody on the team is a backup except for the edge rushers. So there's no way Michael Penix is gonna do good. Like the whole defense is injured. This is the best week for him to come. Or offense can't do anything. So yeah, I think the Falcons win pretty easily. But Michael Penix might struggle against Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Barnes. And the Falcons' defense isn't great, but they're playing against the Giants' offense, so they should be fine. Eagles vs. Washington. I've been thinking about this one. Like I said, it's a very important game. I think Washington wins. Now, it's hard to say that because I can't. I thought they would win it Thursday. They didn't, and this time they look much better since then. They lost to the Cowboys, but the thing with Washington is if they usually give problems with Philly. They didn't last time. I think that they would change the game plan. They're gonna run the ball. They have good running backs. They're more healthy than they were last time. They're just gonna. I This is what I think they should do. They should just run the ball, and they have a chance to beat Philly. So I think Philly can win, but be pretty hard. So I think Washington can win, but it would be hard. But that's who I think's winning. And Philly obviously has a chance to win. But I just think AJ Brown is going to try to throw the ball a lot, and Washington's going to run the ball. And Washington's defense is a lot better with Marshawn Lattimore in the secondary. All right, enough yapping. Let's go to the Cardinals vs. Panthers. You might say Cardinals easy, but the Cardinals haven't looking as good. The Panthers been looking better, but I think the Cardinals still win. Since the Cardinals, they're the better team. Kyler Moore, they're the better QB, better weapons. Their offense is great. They're gonna go ham on the Panthers defense. And the Panthers offense probably will score 25 points against the Cardinals defense, but I just think Cardinals win. They can still technically make the playoffs, but they need a lot to happen. But yeah, I think Cardinals win. Vikings vs. Seahawks. This game is very important for the Seahawks and Vikings. I think the Vikings will win though. The Vikings are one of the best teams in the NFC, might be the best. If they win out, they have a chance for the 1 seed. Right now, if the Lions, well, I'll wait after that, but the Vikings have a chance for the 1 seed. And yeah, Seahawks, they've been better, but I don't think they're good enough to beat the Vikings yet, obviously. And I think that's a fair take to have. So yeah, I think Vikings win, but it'll be a good game. Bucks vs. Cowboys. Buccaneers win. They stay in fourth place in the division. And this one will be important because if I have the Falcons beating the Giants, they could lose their spot in the division. But I think Bucks win because the Bucks are playing good football. They're just blew out the Chargers, and the Cowboys aren't good. So I think the Buccaneers win. Saints vs Packers. I think Packers win. The Saints are a bad team. I could see the Saints upsetting the Packers, but not this. But not right now. I don't think they will, but they could. I think Packers win. And yeah, the Packers just a better team, and they have a chance to pass the Vikings if the Vikings lose. So yeah, that's it for the rankings, like the picks. But I want to talk about the better part. What can change if, like I said before, let's say move my face cam down here, and let's say the Lions they lose to the Bears, and I have the Eagles losing, the Vikings winning. Vikings have the 1 seed, as you can see. They have the 1 seed, which would be big. The Vikings then would have home field. They have a dome. They're used to playing in a dome. That would put a lot of wrinkles. So yeah, that's big for them. So I think the Lions gonna win. So let's say the Eagles win and Lions lose. Then the Eagles are the 1 seed, and let's say the Vikings win. The Vikings are the 2 seed. The Lions will go from the 1 to the 5 seed. After being 12-3, being the 5th seed is crazy. So, but that's how I think it's gonna happen. So yeah, so that's with that division. Or if the Packers, either way, they're going to be in the same spot. They can move down to the 7th seed or the 6th seed. They'll just move 1 spot because even if the Vikings lose, they still can't go get ahead of the Vikings. Packers need a lot to happen to get a home home field advantage in the first round. So yeah, now with this, the NFC East, nothing changes if the Eagles win or Washington loses. Either way, the spots pretty much stay the same with how I have the outcomes right now. So even if the Washington will not beat the Eagles in the division unless if the Eagles lose out and Washington wins out. And I still don't know if they would even win it. So yeah, and now the Buccaneers, as you saw, if the Bucks lose, the Falcons who have the 4 seed in the playoffs. The Bucks, when they get the 3 seed, they will throw the Rams. Don't know why. Some tiebreakers. So yeah, and then in the Rams division, you can see team can fall if the Rams lose. The Seahawks get the first place. I don't know how that works. I guess because the Cardinals beat the Rams and the Seahawks beat the Cardinals. So then the Rams have to be below the Cardinals, but the Seahawks. I don't know how all that works. It's mad confusing. That confused me. But all I know, if the Rams lose and the Cardinals win, the Seahawks get the 1 seed. If the Cardinals, if the first place in the division, the Cardinals lose, the Rams would still have the fourth spot. Guess because of strength schedule. So there could be a lot of chances. If the Seahawks win, oh, not tie. If the Seahawks win, they stay there. If the Jets lose, instead of the Rams lose to the Jets, Seahawks get fourth place. But yeah, this is how I think it would be. So, I mean, the Cardinals could then, if the Seahawks next week, they could get the 1 seed. But I don't understand that. The playoff spot, whatever, not 1 seed. So yeah, that's pretty much the NFC. The AFC, I don't think much can change. If you like this game already happened. If the Broncos would have won, the Chargers would have had a higher chance of, but that didn't happen. Obviously, Chargers won. So these teams are gonna have a lot harder times making the playoffs. Like the Bengals, I have them winning. I mean, they just have a better chance. Yeah, the Colts have to lose. this game. If they coach the Bengals, I bet you make the playoffs. But either way, so all this basically like there's no point in even maybe the 1 seed if the Chiefs lose. The Texans win, they get the 3 seed and they basically lock up the division. I think they actually do. Don't quote me on that. Even if the Ravens win, they still don't get the 1 seed because of other tiebreakers. They still get the fourth place in the division. If the Steelers win, Chiefs lose, Bills lose, the Steelers get the 2 seed. So there's a lot of things that could happen for the top 3 seeds, but really not much in the AFC. That's it for this video. That's my Week 16 predictions. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support.